I'm Kaitlyn Bristowe. Your session is now starting. Welcome to the... Hey everybody, welcome to Grape Therapy. I'm your host, Kaitlyn Bristowe, and today we have the queen of confidence on the podcast. She is a beauty inside and out. Her name is Ella Halikas, and she is a self-made model teaching you all about delusional confidence. You'll see what I mean. I just love the Italian lifestyle. I love the people over there. Everybody's so present.
Yeah.
Like every single...
I love that.
When we were in Milan the other day, I looked around and my girlfriend and I were on our phones. And I looked around and I said, Rach, we got to put our phones down. Look around us. Every single person, and this place was packed. People were standing in the streets just to be a part of this like little outside space that we were in. And not one person was on their phone. They didn't even have the phone out. And everybody was just talking and like looking each other in the eyes and like having conversation. And I was like, holy shit.
Wow.
And I just feel like that's how they live over there. They just eat good food. They drink socially. They have good conversation. Everybody's like in good moods. You walk everywhere. It's beautiful scenery. It's just...
It's like the way of life.
Yeah.
We want to live.
I know. I feel like they're so behind and so advanced at the same time.
Yeah.
Which I love.
That's so interesting.
I took a 23andMe, and when I found out there's no Italian in my blood, it was a sad day.
Right. What's your background?
I'm super British.
British. Love that.
I'm super British, a tiny, tiny bit Native American.
Okay, cool.
And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Is your tan natural? Like
Absolutely not.
Oh, okay. I was like, you look so glowy, tan. I'm like, are we Italian?
It is a fresh spray tan.
Perfect.
Yes,
I have one too. We love a good spray.
Oh
yeah.
gosh. I honestly, it's kind of a problem for me with spray tans. I think a lot of people that listen to let me just say thank you for coming, first of all, because we're going to,
I know.
We're just going to keep
we're literally
talking.
Gonna be here all day. Okay.
Which I could do. But people know it's like an unhealthy addiction I have to spray tans. And I feel like I go from a 3 to a 7 when I like don't have one to when I have one.
No, it's a thing though.
It's a thing.
Like it literally makes you more attractive. Like the
and
glow.
Makes me looks rested. Like I've slept.
Right. Slept, rested, natural glow.
Maybe was on vacation.
My skin gets clearer. It's like weird.
Yes, I know. I love a spray tan.
We love spray tans here.
And so you got a spray tan because kind of a big deal why you're here.
Fashion week.
Fashion week. New York is bananas during fashion week. I usually try to avoid it unless I'm like doing something with it. But because never do I ever feel more insecure than when I'm in New York at fashion week.
No, it's like
I need the delusional confidence, which we will talk about. But I'm like, I need me some of that. Every time I come to New York in general, I'm like, why are people just so much better looking here? It's
insane. But you also have to understand it's like glam, it's hair, it's stylish. Like
that's true.
It's not a casual thing, you know?
You've had a lot of experience, obviously, in modeling, but this was your first time walking in a fashion show, right?
Yeah.
Like you've done swim.
Yeah.
But you've never done fashion.
Yeah.
How was it? How did it compare?
It was so crazy because you think about different things. So for swim, I love swim because I feel like the most free, which is so interesting because most people are like, in a bikini, aren't you more like, maybe insecure? Like everything's jiggling. You're literally like almost naked in front of all these people.
Right.
But I weirdly feel more confident and more free and just freeing and like blowing kisses and like loving on your curves. But then when you're fashion, it's almost this like poised. You got to be New York. It's high fashion. It's like head up tall, walk a certain way. And then you have long dresses and then you can't trip on it. But then the heels you're wearing are taller. So like when I do swim, I'm usually barefoot. So it's like now I have to walk.
You're just living your best life
literally in a bikini. And now I'm like, so I have to wear heels, a long dress that I'm going to trip on. So I think you're thinking more about that when you're in a dress. Like I had to like kick to make sure the dress was going up so you don't trip on it.
Did you nail it?
I think I did. I think I did good. I was really excited. I like walked off stage and like was a little emotional. I was like, oh, that was like I did it. Like I just felt so happy and proud.
Yeah, good. I'm glad you had that moment.
I had that moment.
That's awesome because I'm just from doing research and learning more about you. It's like you kind of knew you would be in this place, like, or you knew you were deserving of it. So to actually get there and know you worked your ass off to get there I'm glad you had a moment to like
be proud.
Yeah, and like feel those emotions, because that is a big deal, and that's huge. Can I tell you something so interesting? Is just listening to you talk about being in a bathing suit. I am so insecure in a bathing suit, yet so confident naked, and it makes no sense.
Wow.
Like, I get the feeling free naked. Like, I'm like, oh, I get that.
Right.
But I don't feel free in a bikini.
So I kind of feel the same way. Not so much a bikini, but like with clothes. Like, I feel like way more sexy and confident naked and free than like in clothes. So like I could see that. I think a lot of people can relate to you. And like, I'd be curious, people listening, tap in, because I'm actually like really curious about that.
Me too.
It's a thing. Maybe it's like our most raw state. Yeah. So we're like feeling free.
I've always been that way too. Like, my mom has photos of me. She's like, you never wanted to wear clothes.
Really?
I always wanted to be naked. I would take piano lessons, and then as soon as the instructor would leave, I would get naked and play the piano.
Stop. Naked playing the piano. Literally. Kaitlyn, I'm dead. That is so funny.
So I wonder what
you were feeling free.
I really was. I'm just feeling the music, you know?
Yeah.
Naked, playing
piano. Raw with the music.
That should be a segment or a series.
Literally.
Naked music playing.
Naked piano.
Yeah. Just like a couple black boxes over. Like, have you ever watched Bachelor in Paradise?
Yes.
They always put like the black boxes over.
Yeah, on like the censored.
Like, I just
like censored out.
That's so awesome. Well, congratulations. So I'm so glad you had that moment and that you got to do that.
Thank you.
How did you teach yourself how to walk on the runway? Because you never did that way before. So
no.
I think I saw on Instagram you were like watching how other people did it, and then you're like, okay, got to do this.
Yeah. It's so funny. So I walked my first show ever, which is so crazy, with Sports Illustrated. And that was in 2021.
That is so cool.
It was wild.
Yeah.
I
love Sports Illustrated because they celebrate everybody. Age, body types, color,
so
everything.
Inclusive.
Yeah.
So inclusive. Very empowering. Yeah. Just like girl group. Like it's such a great organization to be a part of. But it was crazy that was my first runway in Miami Swim Week that I walked. And it's so funny because most people that aren't in the industry wouldn't know this, but like no one teaches you how to walk.
Right.
Like I thought it was going to be like we were backstage. Right. Like then we would have a director come out and everyone get on the line and like stand up taller, put your foot higher. Like I like thought it was going to be a little lesson. Nope. Just go out and kill it. We were like, wait, what? So then we were kind of like looking at each other like, okay, maybe just add like a little bit more on your toes, like a step on it. And then someone's like, maybe do this, or like take a little, go slower, like you're going a little fast. But like we were kind of coaching each other for such a prestigious organization. Like you would think someone would teach us.
So interesting.
So wild. So backstage, I was practicing for this fashion. It was my first time. I was literally watching like Bella Hadid before. Yeah. And like catwalks on YouTube. Like no one taught me how to do that.
YouTube did.
Like YouTube did. Like YouTube education.com.
That's
like,
where I learn a lot of things. So
no, literally blessed. Thank you. And like TikTok, I was scrolling on For You of like runway walks, like just to get ideas of posing and like how people move. But at the end of the day, I think it's like with runway, you can go to runway coaching maybe and like pay for that.
Right.
But a lot of people, it's not like accessible, or like where do you find that? Who's actually good? Who's a scam? Like, you know,
that's
like
one of the greatest things about the internet is you can literally learn how to do anything on there. You can, there's like the master classes, there's YouTube, there's TikTok. You literally just search something that you want to learn and you will find millions of videos on how to do it.
So it's TikTok education.
I mean,
no, it's like wild.
No, you don't even have to go into debt anymore to go get your second education. You just go to TikTok.
Just go to TikTok and YouTube. Like they will teach you.
Like it used to be this thing where you're just learning dances and like a dab, and now it's like actually educational.
Yeah, no, 100%. Like you can learn how to change a tire. There's like
everything.
So much with like cooking too that we didn't know. I feel like in pandemic that people were like finding out about. Like
the focaccia bread.
Yeah,
everybody was making focaccia bread.
No, it's wild. No, it's literally wild.
The internet is a crazy, wild, beautiful, awful, terrible, amazing place.
Totally.
All of the things.
But
you know what's so funny is I was thinking about you like just learning how to do that and just going for it. Like that is I don't know if I love the term faking it till you make it, but I do because I understand it, because that's also showing so much about your confidence to say like, I'm just going to do it and like look it up on the internet and then just go out there and crush it and see what happens. Like a lot of people wouldn't even put themselves in the position to possibly fail or look stupid or fall, you know what I mean?
Totally.
And then you come out of that only grateful and proud of yourself. And I remember in my modeling days.
Yes, queen. Is she a model?
No, she's not.
No, you are.
I did this catalog in Canada for a skateboarding magazine.
Love.
And I think they thought I actually did modeling, but it was so far back in the day that they couldn't like really Google me or do research on me. Like I was so young. And so they said, yeah, just come in and we'll see if you like fit the part to be in this catalog for the skateboarding magazine. And I was like, okay. So I walk in and they literally just like looked me up and down and said yes. And the next day I go in there and I was going into the dressing room and changing outfits. And then I would Google like model poses. Yeah. And then I'd come up and be like, and then like grab my foot or like put I was just faking it.
Wow. See?
And they believed me.
And they were like, yeah, you killed it. And meanwhile, you're like in the back, like, how the fuck do I pose?
Yes.
Like, yeah. 100%. And that's why I'm glad I shared the transparency of like me looking in my hotel room, because a part of me was like, okay, I've been a model for a while. I've done other shows. Like, do I want to show the part of me like struggling to learn how to walk? And I was like, I think that's cool to show the process. People want to see the process.
Nobody sees how the sausage is made, and we want to see it.
We want to see.
Because it makes people feel like they can do things too. Like, even if that inspired somebody at their 9 to 5 to just walk in with more confidence and like ask for a raise. You know what I mean? Like, you don't know who you're inspiring. You have this beautiful platform that people follow you to be inspired.
Right.
And so that's a big responsibility.
Okay, I know. like, right.
Yeah, you know, it is. It's such a big responsibility, but that's what people want to see is the behind the scenes, the not perfect moments, the how you like are looking up something to do it, and it's New York Fashion Week. It's not like you're just, you know, like that is a big thing.
No, I know. No, like it wasn't light. I was nervous. And I was one of like 46. I was like the only curve plus size, which is so wild.
Who is it for? What was the fashion?
So Giovanni,
okay,
the designer like for dresses, and love them. It was great, but I was like really shocked to look around, and I was like, wow, only person back here that looks like me. Like it was wild.
Interesting, because you would think like that's when it goes like, am I the token person that they put in just to be inclusive? You know what I mean? And that's a cool place to be because
you're the change maker.
And that's, like, I think I read somewhere that you wanted to like not just be in the industry, but change it.
So
you're part of that, but it's also discouraging at the same time to be like, really?
Right. Like, can we really celebrate this? Like, yes, because I have my foot in the door.
Yeah.
But can we? Because, like, we're not seen yet.
I know. You know? Are we supposed to celebrate these small wins that are big wins? Or, like, how do you look at it? Glass half full, glass half empty? But I feel like I'm the kind of person that looks at both. I'm like, sometimes it's empty and sometimes it's full.
Totally.
It depends
and
on
that's
the day.
fair to look at it both ways.
I'm just not, like, a happy-go-lucky, but I'm not, like, a negative Nancy. And so I'm trying to see it from both sides for you because it is such a cool thing. But also you're like, wait a second though.
Yeah. Shouldn't we have more of me up there?
Yeah.
Like a little bit.
Did you attend other events? And
I did. Attended other events. That was the only one I walked in though. But it's so interesting because I could go off about this, but even having like a stylist, and I had glam and we spent the money and we wanted to look the part and do the thing and going to all these fun events, but it's like the way not only society, but the way that the fashion industry, photographers, directors, the tops of these brands like treat curvy compared to straight size is so wild. Like,
is it just so apparent?
Oh my God. I made a video and I haven't posted it yet, but I went back to my room and I literally ranted because I went to an Alice and Olivia event.
Yeah.
And when I got there, it was overcrowded, at capacity, couldn't get in.
Yeah.
And people were trying to come in, like trying to get me. And there was like people screaming, like, let me in. Here's my code. Here's my contact. Whatever. They didn't care. They were like, no one else is coming in, whatever. Even Heidi D'Amelio was waiting in front and couldn't get in and had like 3 PR agents with her. And I was like, let her in. Like, let Heidi in. Like Queen Heidi. Like what? And I was just in the back, like, whatever. If I don't get in, it's fine. But like I had one of my favorite looks, spent all this money, glam hair, like cool green shadow with green pants. Like it was a dope look.
Yeah.
And photographers there don't even look at me. Like it's like I've being seen through. And it's like looking over my head to find the next skinny girl to shoot. And I'm like, that's fair, but also but no, because like I'm right in front of you and yet I'm not even deemed worthy enough for you to take my photo. But yet you'll run and take a photo of any girl. They don't have to be an influencer or celebrity. Any girl that just happens to be looking more like a stereotypical model that's thinner.
That's what they were going for.
But it's so interesting that
was
in 2023
it an older white
we're doing
man
that.
Photographer?
It's woman too.
Oh,
yeah.
son of a bitch.
I know. And I just was kind of like, am I getting punked? Like,
yeah.
Because I'm not like, I know I look that good, but like, I know I looked good.
Right.
Like, I was kind of like, this
You're
is so
worthy
weird.
of the photo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when like a photographer will see me shoot, then they'll probably take my photo because they know I can like do the angles and they'll be like, oh, she's actually a model. Like we could tell.
Yeah.
But when you look at me, you don't think it, I guess. So in this industry, and it's like, like, so we always have to overcompensate. We always have to be the one like shouting at the rooftops.
Yeah.
And I'm never the type to be like, do you know who I am? I'm SI model. I'm Ford model.
Yeah.
I will never be that person. So I always just kind of take mental notes of it.
Yeah.
But it's happening time and time again. It's like the most wild thing.
Oh, Balins, tell me I'm not alone in feeling the September stressies. I don't know why I keep calling it that, but hey, I'm sticking to it, okay? If you're feeling them too, I have a life hack for you. You can beat stress before it beats you by adding these products into your daily routine. You know what I'm about to say because I've said it before. Yep, talking about pairing the award-winning, gut-nourishing Just Thrive probiotic with the stress-busting, mood-uplifting power of Just Calm. God, that sounds good, doesn't it? And you know what? I will keep talking about it because I've just been using these products for a while now and they work, okay? Just Thrive probiotic supports digestive, immune, and total body health and actually produces antioxidants right in the gut. So once it arrives in the gut, it acts like a personal little gardener, safely eliminating bad bacteria and replenishing the good. A gut gardener, if you will. And when I'm feeling extra stressy, I pair the probiotic with Just Thrive's breakthrough formula, Just Calm, for that next level stress management. Just Calm's proprietary ingredients have been clinically proven to reduce perceived stress, improve sleep quality and energy, and even encourage better focus and flow. And if you want to learn more about this groundbreaking company, check out my Good Gut Health episode from December 21st, where I went into depth with Tina, the co-founder. So don't wait for the stress to take over. Take control of your health this year with Just Thrive. And right now, you can save 20% off this dynamic duo bundle of Just Thrive probiotic and Just Calm when you go to justthrivehealth.com and use code VINE at checkout. And while you're there, be sure to check out all of their other research-based gut and immune health products, all with bottom of the bottle guarantee. Okay, step into a world of nonstop action on DraftKings Casino. Play the classics like blackjack, roulette, and slots, plus enjoy exclusive games that you can't find anywhere else. Right now, new customers can get a deposit match up to $100 in casino credits when you deposit $5 or more. All you have to do is sign up, select the offer, make your deposit, and start playing from a full suite of games. Your way is the only way to play on DraftKings Casino. Play online on your time, in your space, and within your means. It's safe, secure, and reliable, so you can deposit and withdraw your cash whenever you're ready. Download the DraftKings Casino app now, sign up with promo code VINE, and new customers get a deposit match up to $100 in casino credits when you deposit $5 or more. Only on DraftKings Casino with promo code VINE. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER, Michigan, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, West Virginia. Please play responsibly in partnership with Hollywood Casino at Charlestown Races in West Virginia. All games regulated by the West Virginia Lottery. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. 21 years or older, physically present in Connecticut, Michigan, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, West Virginia only. Void in Ontario. One per opted in new customer, minimum $5 deposit, max match $100 in casino credits, which require one-time playthrough within 7 days. See terms at casino.draftkings.com/players choice. Restrictions apply.
I might have used this word already, but again, it's discouraging because you are being part of this change and having this voice, and then you're just almost like being slapped in the face with how it's still not changing all the time.
All the time.
I do want to talk about that story with how you started a hashtag like not tonight. Is that what it was? Not tonight. What happened there? Because it kind of has to do with this similar story, right?
Yeah. So basically it was back in November, I want to say last year. I went to a Boohoo Man event. They had a artist. It was so fun. Got like the glam, did the carpet. It was a vibe. I was running on a high. Had such a fun night. We're like, you know what? All of us were like, let's go out after. We went to Highlight Room in Hollywood after. We wanted to continue the night. When we got there, I ran into my friend Alexa J, who's another plus-size model in the industry. And she's also a Black woman. And I saw her and I was like, oh my God, Alexa, like my girl, what's up? How are you? She's like, come in line with us. So I get in line with her and I'm in line with her and she's with a group of like 15 friends and they all had a birthday party and they were all supposed to go in for a table. She goes, come in line with us. I was like, perfect, thanks, girl. I'm in line with her or whatever. We get to the front. She's in front of me.
Yeah.
The security guard at the door let every single person in her group in, but put on the rope right in front of her. And I'm like heated behind her. I'm like, I'm literally about to like fight this man for you. Like, no way he just did this. And I don't really see what's happening. And he put on the rope in front of her and literally looked at her up and down and was like, not tonight. Next. And I was like, wait,
I
what
would
did you
kick
just
him so hard
what
in
did
the
you
dick.
Oh, I was fuming.
Yeah.
So I was like, wait, Alexa, and like I think she wanted to be more calm and collected and like love her so much, but like I needed to like scream at this. Like I needed to get reason into this man's head because like I wasn't gonna allow this injustice to happen. Like already plus size women face this, but to also be plus size and a Black woman, I can't even speak on that. But like from what I hear and like talking to my friends that experience that, like it's not okay.
Right.
And I was like, I will speak up for you. So I was like, what did you say? And I like kind of like got, but I was still like calm, but I was like, wait, I'm sorry, what's going on here? And he was like, looked at me up and down and was like, I said not tonight. And I was like, wait, I'm so sorry though. And she was like, wait, sir, like that's my friend group though. And I was like, yes, I don't even need to go. And that's her friend group. They have a table, paid money for this table, and it's her friend's birthday. Wouldn't let her in.
You're kidding.
I was so upset. I literally like went in front of her at this point to like really talk to him. And I was like, can you explain why? Like, just actually tell me why you're not letting us in. Meanwhile, people flooding in from left, from right, skinny girls, like everyone just like flooding in. Guys were like, Ella, Alexa, like, why are you guys out here? Like, come in with us. Like, come in with us. Wouldn't let us in. I had like multiple people come out and try and grab us. Wouldn't let us in.
Sick.
And the security guard was this bigger guy, and he was standing next to me, and he was watching it all happen. And I could tell he knew what was going on. And he was probably almost 300 pounds. Like, he was a bigger dude. And I looked at him and I go, so you see what's going on here? And he was like silent. And I was like, so you're going to let this happen? You're going to allow this to happen when you know exactly what's going on right now? Have you ever been judged for the way you look? Are you going to allow this injustice to happen? And he literally sat there and didn't say a word. And I was like, you should be ashamed of yourself. I looked at the next bouncer. I was like, you should be ashamed of yourself. And the guy was like, oh, okay, laughing in my face. I was like, you're going to regret this moment and remember us now. Within the next fucking day, CNN called me, ABC called me, Fox News called me, New York Post called me. It was on international Germany news, Australia news, Canada talk show within literally 48 hours. I was like, you mother effer will regret this moment. And he did. He literally cried about it. It ruined his life. He came up to us 3 months later. We ran into him.
I'm obsessed with the story. Okay, Yep.
It was so wild. And it gets me so fired up talking about it because there's so much passion there. But like, he really thought he was doing something. And I get it. The higher ups are the ones that are telling them who to let in and who not to let in.
Yes.
And he has to play the bad guy, but he was such a dick. And I'm just so tired of it.
That's the thing. It's the higher ups who get to have that sick power.
Yep.
And then these people who are
I know.
Pussies.
Right. Like say it with your chest because that's how I feel right now.
Yes, like
No, really though.
They're just like responding to the man.
Yep.
And they know, like, it's the same thing with the higher ups with how they cast for Bachelor, Bachelorette.
Yep.
The producers and the casting have to be the bad people.
Right.
Because they are owing their life to the higher powers. Yes. And that's
it's always like that. So it's always like that.
It really is. And
so wild to think
what about the group of friends?
So what's interesting is people were like, oh my God, F your friends. They're not real friends.
Right.
She wasn't really friends with them. It was only the birthday girl who like tried staying out. She was like crying. She was really upset. And my friend Alex was like, no, go in, enjoy the party.
Yeah.
But I kid you not, that happened to me once again at Hyde Club in LA.
Yeah.
Happened to me potentially this week in New York at a bar. And I don't want to jump to conclusions. It was like a not tonight situation, but like kind of was apparent. Like over the phone was like, yeah, just come in and talk to people at the door. And then when we did that, they were like, we only take reservations only. And we're like, that's not what you said on the phone.
Right.
And then like looked at us up and down and was like, 1 second. Went inside. There was like 4 guys with black like suits on, all looking at us through like the window and like examining us. And then came back out and was like, the girl was like, no. And the guy came up and was like, yeah, sorry, it's actually only going to be reservations tonight. And we were like, but why?
What is it? Like,
and then 2 girls came next, 2 like smaller, shorter, tiny, blonde girls came in and got right in. She came right up. They didn't have a reservation. I heard with my own ears because I said, I want to watch this right now. And they walked up. Haven't even publicly shared this. They walked up and the guy looked at them and he said, okay, yeah, show your IDs over here. And I literally was like, oh, so this is what we're doing. And it like almost ruined my night. And I just was like, I'm so tired of this. But
yeah. Does it make you like have a little bit more passion and fire to like stand up for it and keep sharing these stories? Or does it discourage you to go like, oh God, I'm done. Like I'm tired.
It's a mix of both.
Yeah.
It's a mix of feeling like defeated time and time again and feeling like you're just so tired of always making the change when you feel like nothing's getting done.
Yeah.
But it almost lights a fire under my ass of like, holy like,
so much
so much more needs to get done. Like no matter how far we've come, we still need to go farther.
Well, even, I mean, I am like, I just think as women specifically, like we all deal with our own things. Like
totally.
There's this. Do you know the Beyonce song? I woke up like this.
Yeah.
Okay. There's this one like middle part in the song where it's this guy talking about how as women we are taught like. Do you remember this part of the song?
No. Well, maybe.
I'm getting like so much hate from older women just for like calling off the engagement with Jason because they see him as perfect and I must be the problem, and because I'm really loud and I'm like I share all my insecurities and I share, so they like double down on certain things. But I'm not gonna play because it's actually kind of a long part. But
which I hate.
It's just like you feel sometimes that you've come so far, or you see things where it's like, yes, the change. And then something happens where it's like 2 steps forward and like 10 steps back.
Every time. And that's so relatable because I think especially being in our situations or like having a platform or being online and being public, you can do everything right. And you can make so many people happy and you can empower women and you can do things right, no scandals, no nothing, and like you just have your head on straight and you're killing it and you're working hard, but you do one thing or have one incident or you have one tiny thing that you maybe say that can come off the wrong way, and it's like it takes away from all the good that you do. And kind of what you said, like you can do everything right, make so many progress in your life and so much change, then you have one incident in your life or one mishap or one thing or one situation, and then it's like 20 million steps back. It's like the weirdest thing to think about.
I know. Have you seen the Barbie movie?
I haven't, which is so crazy because everyone in their mom's has.
I know.
I need to see it. Is it so amazing?
I haven't seen it either.
Oh, okay.
And everyone has, but I've been waiting for the crowds to die down.
Me too.
Because I'm like, I love sitting in a movie theater by myself with like.
I can just chill.
Oh, and just like, I feel invincible there where I could just like sit there with my popcorn and find a recliner with wine and just like enjoy a movie.
Yeah.
Where it's like a little more quiet. But they said in the movie something like, women hate women and men hate women.
Wow.
And it's like, so we're already just,
whoa, that's
an uphill
deep.
battle. Yeah, it is.
I have never heard that.
And so it's like, of course I feel overwhelmed with so many supporters and love, but like you still see those women hating on other women.
It's so wild when women hate women because you're always assuming like the men's going to call you fat or ugly or crazy or a bitch. But when a woman does it, I'm like, yo, are you okay?
I thought we were on the same team.
Like, why are we fighting?
Yeah.
Why do you like it's I hate
confusing.
Yeah.
It's confusing. But I mean,
can't catch a break with that.
But you are catching your little breaks and you are making a difference and you are doing your part, and I think
so are you.
It's well, thank you. It's cool to watch because I want to hear the story about how you were just like waitressing in Hawaii. Yeah. And would tell people like, no, I'm going to do something.
Yeah.
Watch me. How did you get that?
So wild.
That, were you always just like this person that knew you were going to do big things?
Kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of. Like I feel like, so I talk about delusional confidence a lot. And I believe that when you have a feeling, when you have a mission, when you have a passion, you have a light that's inside you. It's like you have to follow that. You might not know steps A, B, and C, but if you have the fire in you to know that you can model, you're going to do everything in your power to model.
Yep.
When you have a fire in you to start a business, you will start that business. Like you have to take the action steps, and you might not know every step to get there, but like it will happen.
Yeah.
So for me, I always knew I would be a model one day, somehow, somewhere, in some shape or form. Mm-hmm. I always knew I was going to be able to have like my own business and be able to like not have a 9-to-5. I didn't know what that looked like though. Like I remember starting a YouTube channel and I got no followers, but I remember my mom saying, you're a senior in college, like, what are we doing after this? Like, do you want to do an internship? And I literally was like, Mom, this sounds so crazy, but I'm going to make money like doing videos online. And I had like 1,000 followers. And she was like, Gabriella, let's get realistic. Yeah. Like, I love that. Like, you're so passionate. And I was like, no, like, I don't know if it's like a fame thing or like a follower thing, but like, I'm going to make monetary, like I'm going to have work through like online. Like, I didn't know what that meant.
Right.
Which was great. And it worked out. But I was working at a restaurant because it's just the easiest way to like good money, good cash, good tips, meet a lot of people. Mm-hmm. I think everyone in their life should be a server at some point. You learn so many values.
Social skills.
Were you a server too?
Oh, 11 years I was in that industry.
Yes. And it's so hard to get out too.
Yes.
No one talks about that. It's so hard to get out. I was in it, killed it, whatever, during college, saved up money, went to class, and then would work like shifts at night. And it was so great because I was able to save up money knowing that I wanted to take that money to move to LA. Like that was my goal. I think my modeling journey has been interesting because most people are like, who's your agent? Who's your manager? Who's your publicist? I love my team and I love who I work with, but I have to honestly give myself those flowers that like I really am self-made. Like
Yes.
I really was on the ground in COVID with no job or nothing and moved there with nothing and like really worked my ass off. Like became a Sports Illustrated model the year I moved to LA. Like
that is wild.
Like I was just like literally knocking down doors and I was not going to take no for an answer. And then it was the next thing. And then it was an agency. And then it was another agency. And it was like, I need to be signed in New York. I've never publicly shared it either, but I recently got told by an agent that I'm not developed enough to be walking in Fashion Week yet for New York and that it's too prestigious. It's going to take me another year of development. And I booked my own job. I booked my own show. And I had to tell them, like, I booked a show. And it was like,
I love it.
Do you know what I'm saying? So it's
yes,
like time and time again.
Advocate. Like
you have to.
Yes.
Like, no one will work harder for you. No one will push harder for you. Like, your dreams sound crazy to them, but like, surprise them, shock them.
Support for today's episode comes from Jenny Kane. This is your one-stop shop for handcrafted furniture and home decor, perfect for refreshing your space this fall. Make any home your dream home with Jenny Kane's timeless collection. Shopping for home decor can sometimes be stressful and time-consuming, but Jenny Kane has the elevated style and quality you've been looking for. From pillows and throws to beds and nightstands, Jenny Kane is always worth the investment, and it's truly built to last forever. Find your forever pieces with our exclusive 15% off discount. Go to jennykane.com/home and use the code VINE to get 15% off your entire order. Whether it's big or small, I can find all of my home essentials at Jenny Kane. My current obsession is the Topanga candle. God, I'm a sucker for candles. Eucalyptus especially. It's just so calming to me. I have it in my bedroom and one in my kitchen. It goes perfectly with the refresh I just did to my bedroom, which you guys will see soon. If you haven't tried their award-winning candles yet, you're in for a treat. Inspired by California, hand-poured in LA. They smell incredible and last even longer than you'd expect. They're the perfect gift for you or someone you love. I'll just say it. They're truly the best candles in the world. Whoa, I said what I said. Whether you're restyling your tabletop, refreshing your bedroom, or embarking on a full-on remodel, your home shopping should always start with Jenny Kane. So find your forever pieces at jennykane.com/home. Our listeners get 15% off your first order when you use code VINE at checkout. That's 15% off your first order, JENNIKAYNE.com/home, promo code VINE.
So the delusional confidence, is that you just saying like you have that confidence? Is the where does the delusion part come from? Because I'm like, I don't hear any delusion there. I feel like you were very clear on what you wanted and what you deserve.
So delusion is almost a way of like chasing that dream that's so big.
Yeah.
Like I was a server and said I wanted to be a Sports Illustrated model. And when I got let go from my job because I was late too many times at the restaurant, I said, I'll come back in here as Sports Illustrated model. That's delusional. But it was real to me, but delusional to the world.
Yes.
And I think so many big artists and actors and actresses have spoken about this in interviews in the past, and it really lit something in me because I was like, it is delusional confidence. It's such a big dream.
Yeah.
Where have you ever had like a massive dream that you're probably doing right now that like people might have been like, all right, Kaitlyn, relax, or okay, Kaitlyn, like let's think more real. That's delusional confidence. But you knew you were gonna get there.
I'll never forget a
Let's
guy.
go.
I'm like,
Bring it. I'm hyping it up.
Cory. His name was Cory.
Okay, Cory. Yeah, you're listening? Tune in, buddy.
I was like kind of going on a couple dates with him. I was
not Cory.
Yeah, I was 29 years old.
Okay.
And we worked at the same restaurant.
Okay.
And I just kept saying, like, I know I'm supposed to do something on TV. Like, I know I'm supposed to do something bigger. Like, I've always thought, like, people would know my name in some way. Like, I didn't know if it was being a news anchor on the local news. I didn't know, but I had that same feeling as you where I'm just like, I knew. And he sat me down at dinner one night. He's like, you're almost 30. Like, I think it's time to lose the dream. And
I have chills.
All that did to me is the word manifesting is so overused now, but I literally
it's real though.
Thought of it. I knew something was going to happen. Maybe 2-3 months later, ABC calls me to go on The Bachelor.
Stop it.
And
Stop it.
And he was in the room. Oh, he was okay. So it was a little back room.
You were dating him when you got the call?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No. Is Cory alive and okay right now? Like, how is he doing?
Who knows?
Check on Cory.
Hashtag check on Cory.
Hashtag check on Cory. Make it a trend.
Hashtag check on Cory. I'm worried about him.
Wait,
but he was like
so
in the
funny.
office and I got the call and they were like, are you dating anyone right now? Or are you single and want to come on the show? And I went, oh, I'm single.
Did he hear?
Yeah.
No.
Yes. And I told him, I was like,
this is so iconic.
yeah. And then I went to Vancouver I went back to Vancouver. I was in Edmonton at the time. I went back to Vancouver. Went on a few more dates with a different guy. And then I was like, by the way, I'm going on The Bachelor. So don't get
too comfortable, buddy.
We got like 2 months.
What?
Yeah, it was crazy. But I just knew.
So have you ever publicly shared the Cory story?
I don't remember. I've been podcasting for 6 years.
That's
and I have told so many stories that I actually don't know. Maybe, Alicia, are you still on the phone call? Have I told that story before?
# check on Cory. I'm
story.
shook.
No, I've not told that.
Wow.
The Cory story.
That's a fresh one right there. That's a first.
Wow, you think I always think I run out of material, but there's
material.
There's some fresh news for my listeners' ears. Yeah.
See, so it's like that could have been delusional. Like you're working at a restaurant, you're like, I want to be on TV. It's like, yeah, like we all do, like everyone does. But it's like you knew. You knew inside you.
Yeah. I love
period.
I do love the delusional confidence because I do think that big dreams are like even the most unrealistic ones.
Right.
Everyone that I've talked to I always talk to people who like these guys that used to film a show called The Buried Life. My friend Ben, he is all about crossing things off your bucket list no matter how big or small they are. Like write it down and it could be the most outrageous dream, but write it out and like see what happens, because if you write it down, you're holding yourself accountable, then you're putting yourself in different positions than you normally would to possibly align yourself in a different situation that would maybe create you to be in front of this person that would put you here. Like
I love that.
It's so crazy, and I've done nothing but like the proof has just always been in the pudding that has worked for me.
Yeah.
So people need to have that delusional confidence if they want. Some people are very comfortable. Like my sister, bless her, she loves being comfortable.
Yeah.
She doesn't want to like
and that's
step outside the box and put herself out there. It doesn't make her happy. So we're saying for people who, it doesn't matter how big or unrealistic your dreams are, write them down.
Write them down. I love that. I don't write them down. I need to write them down.
God, imagine what you could do if you wrote them down.
I'm going home today. I'm on the plane over here like I will be on the cover of Vogue Greece. And I will. Let's go. I'm going to write it down.
Wait, is that your next? What's your next goal in life?
That's my next big goal.
Cover of Vogue.
Cover of Vogue Greece, because I'm 100% Greek, so I would love to be
Greek. You can absolutely do it.
I think we can do it. Or just on a cover of some magazine like a Woman's Health or an Elle or a Cosmopolitan would be cool. Doing more high fashion is a huge goal. More runway walks is a huge goal. Now that I've done one, I'm like, all right, what's the next?
Yeah, your toe is
like I get excited.
Dipped. Yeah.
Paris Fashion Week I've never done. I want to do like Milan.
Cool. Yes.
There's so much more out there that I'm like, I always am just like challenging people like think bigger. Yeah. But that's okay because I also want to be present. And I want to be like present that I'm here in New York, that I did that. That was amazing. And I don't want to lose sight of that accomplishment, but I'm also very overachiever mindset of like, all right, what else can we do?
Same. Because it's like once you accomplish one thing, you think, well, what else can I do? If I could do that, what else can I do?
Yeah.
And I think that's a good point to stay present and not dismiss what you've just accomplished and be like, well, what's next?
Because it's easy to do that.
Celebrate that and what else can I do?
Yeah.
I did that with winning Dancing with the Stars. I was like, as long
so epic, by the way. Congrats.
I was like, thank you. I was like, if I win, then I'll be happy. And then I got there and I won and I was.
Wow.
But my brain, I had to really take a step back because my brain went, okay, but now what?
Well, now what?
Now what? You did it, so now what?
Chills, full body chills, because no one talks about this. And I just talked about this recently with some other people in the industry of like, the highs are so high, but the lows are so low.
Yeah.
And it was hard for me to process. Like when I got Sports Illustrated, I had tried out for 3.5 years consecutively. Like starting as a server, didn't get it. Went to Miami with like the last $1,000 in my bank, didn't get it. Waited and the pouring rain at 4:30 in the morning, didn't get it. Went back to LA, made another video, like didn't get it. Moved to pandemic, whatever. Finally, after like 8 months after submitting the video, finally found out I got it. When you get it, it's the most high feeling. When I got to shoot with my dream company, whatever, high feeling. But that after, those 2 weeks after were like dark.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like high, low, low. So it's like, and I think it's interesting when you think you get something, you'll be happy. It's like such a false reality of life. Like once I lose the weight, I'll be happy.
Yes.
Once I get a boyfriend, I'll be happy. Like your happiness starts now, today.
Yeah.
Where you are right now, in this body, in this size that you are, in the relationship that you are in, or not in a relationship that you're in, like that happiness in that apartment that you're in right now, like it just has to happen now.
Yeah.
You can't chase that.
Because I always say there's no like arrival. You're
There's
never going to
no
get there
arrival.
and be like, oh, here it is. Now I'm happy.
Mm-hmm.
It's never, ever. So
Ever.
it's, do you think happiness is a choice
I do.
or a state of mind?
Ooh.
Or maybe both.
Kind of both.
Yeah.
I think you can choose every day to be happy, but that is like shifting your mindset. So like that will shift your state of mind is kind of what I think.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I do.
Like if you wake up positive and you wake up happy and you choose to look at like positive outlooks and you're always like trying to find the good in everything and everything happens for a reason, like you're choosing to have that happy state of mind and that positive state of mind.
Well, so my dad is 30 plus years of being sober and
love him, by the way. He's so cute.
Oh my God,
your post with him, I died.
He's just the cutest, sweetest, best human being ever. And I
love that.
I've never taken for granted how much of a role model he's been for me for like how somebody should be treated. Like I really love my relationship with him.
Totally.
And his way of life because of AA meetings is, step 3, I think, is faith. And I've been really struggling with faith lately of what that looks like to me because I'm like, well, I believe in a higher power and I was listening in on his meeting when he was here the other day and they were like, that higher power to somebody could be a crystal. That higher power to somebody could be God, a man figure.
Right.
It could be just like an energy.
Right.
And so I was listening in on it and I was just like, I love that because I want to have faith. And so, but my dad has taught me like you wake up and whether you're praying or praying to a God, praying to the universe, whatever, having that gratitude and going to bed with it. Like even if you are in rock bottom or all your gratitude is maybe that you had like a hot cup of coffee today, like small little things. 3 a.m, 3 p.m, or like having that kind of practice shifts your whole perspective.
I love that.
And it's actually crazy how fast it can happen. I did it for 2 weeks once and my whole outlook on happiness shifted. Yeah.
And you did it every day?
Every day.
For how long?
2 weeks.
And like how long are you like in that state?
But now I do it all the time.
Yeah.
Like now every single morning I'll give myself have you ever used a Hatch for an alarm?
No.
Get one. It's this little machine that it's like a sound machine, but it also you can, if you set your alarm for 6 a.m, like a really gentle, soft glow light will start happening at 5:30 and it'll slowly wake you up with like a meditation then when the alarm goes off. And it's the nicest way to wake up.
Need that.
And it literally starts your day off with like forced gratitude because you're like, oh yeah, wait, I'm awake. Okay, the light is shining. And now this woman's talking to me about what to be grateful for.
And life is beautiful. Yeah.
Amazing.
Okay, I need to look into that.
Yeah. So I feel like with people that are listening, if you're finding yourself not choosing happiness or it's not your state of mind, it's like small shifts.
Fake it till you make it too.
Fake it till
like,
you make it.
You're not happy? No, yeah, you are.
Yeah,
Just
you are.
Start saying you are. You might be miserable. You're happy.
Your subconscious, or I think it's subconscious, doesn't know the difference.
Doesn't know the difference.
When you say things out loud. So you have to say.
I had to do that with my confidence. Like, because when I was smaller, was not confident at all.
Yeah.
And I would always check my stomach in the mirror. I hated my body. I always felt like I needed to be smaller. The second I got bigger and was like the biggest size I've ever been, but I stopped letting like food control my everyday thoughts. I started telling myself how confident and beautiful and whatever I was. And like I really at first didn't know if I believed it, but I started to. So I believe in that too, of like faking it till you make it. Like, and if you say every day that you're miserable and like, no, you don't understand, I'm just so miserable or I'm not happy, then like that's your reality. So it's like you have to say what like you want to believe. Yeah.
I've been trained my whole life to think that being like I'm a smaller boned person.
Yeah.
And that got me so many things with dancing, which I always wanted to be a dancer, which I literally, that's what I wanted to do with my life. That's why I didn't go get any other education. I wanted to like move to Vancouver, then move to LA, dance. But it was like, oh, well, you do have the right body type for being this. And then my girlfriends and I would like stare in the mirror in the dance studio and like compare. And like, it was this whole thing. But
so hard.
My point is like, that's just been brainwashed into our brains too of the beauty standards.
Right.
And like, how do we unlearn beauty standards when they've been shoved in our faces for so long and still are? You're still dealing with it. How do we unlearn those beauty standards? Because I still like, like I enjoy trends. I enjoy, like big brows are in, now small brows are in, now this
Right.
like this look is in, and we always are doing filters and kind of like molding to what society is telling us to
It's
look and be
beautiful.
like, which is fun in a way because you get to change it up and use different makeup. But how do you, again, unlearn the beauty standards?
Just knowing that your beauty is not a trend, your size is not a trend, your body's not a trend, but your true beauty and confidence like comes from within.
Yeah.
Like I could change externally. I could dye my hair blonde and chop it off and whatever, but like that confidence that I have of my character and like my soul, like that's within. So like you can put on the cool Y2K look or the outfit that's trending, but like that doesn't shift confidence.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think you can wear something that makes you feel beautiful, but
course.
true confidence day in and day out does not come from an outfit, does not come from a trend.
Right.
So when I tell people that my confidence really locked from within, it was like real. Like because my outside body changed and I got bigger and X, Y, and Z happened, that doesn't matter because it's not external. So once you start to really do that inner work and work out those inner challenges that you face and the affirmations and all of that and like knowing that beauty lies within, like trends can come and go. Like you're not phased. Like, okay, you'll tap into this skinny brow trend or like big brow trend or like the whatever.
So
but
true.
It's like, that's not confidence.
Yeah.
And I think people blur the lines.
Yes. I mean, I do. I try not to, but I do sometimes.
It's easy too.
It's so easy to blur those lines.
You have to remind yourself all the time.
Yeah, because I was thinking, I had it written down in here. I like asking people like what truly makes you happy. And I was trying to think of what truly makes me happy. And it's so interesting how simple it is of what makes me happy. Like,
what is it?
It's not like, of course, going to Italy and of course doing this.
Totally.
But really, it's always the simple things for me. It is sitting by water.
Love that.
I don't know what I'm doing in freaking in Old Hickory, Tennessee. Like, I need to be by water. Water makes me happy. Just sitting with a cup of coffee and a chocolate croissant looking at water does something to my soul.
Wow, I love that.
I love my family so much. Like just spending time with my dad makes me so
too. I'm such a daddy's
happy.
girl.
Yes,
Love
same. And like and I think that's another perspective for people to have is like everybody thinks being happy would be going to New York Fashion Week or going to Italy and $1 million and being able, but like if you just start to think about those little things where you're like, oh, in this moment I feel really happy and it's simple. Like that's
it's always usually simple.
It's always simple.
You know?
What makes you happy?
I think I love that question. And I think the answer could go a lot of ways because a lot of things make me happy.
Yeah.
And I'm glad to be an overall, I would say, a happy, positive person where I do like what you said, the small cup of coffee in the morning. Like I like to find happiness in that.
Yeah.
I'm so like you and I hate to just like steal your answer in a way, but like being by the water, like going to school in Hawaii, then moving to Santa Monica, I always wanted to be near an ocean and like just seeing the like ocean crash and like seeing, this sounds so cliche, but like seeing like love, whether it's love for friends, love for family. Like I was never a relationship girly, but like my friends make me really happy. Like my friends were family. My friends were like my boyfriend I never had. Like my friends were my people. Yeah. And so I think when my parents went through a divorce and I went through a lot of stuff with my siblings and whatever, it's like my friends were always there. So like being with like my closest friends and going on a nice walk by the water with an iced coffee and like, or going out for spicy margs, like something so simple, you know?
I feel like we all look for this complicated thing in life to make us happy when really we can just be like, actually, it's just having a marg.
Yeah, no, literally.
On a Tuesday.
But if I were to go like a career route, it wouldn't be necessarily monetary or anything around like the glitz of it. It would be more of like the raw feeling and emotion I get when people say how much I like changed their life and made them feel confident.
Yes.
Like when I get the messages that are like, I'm 35, it's my first time wearing a tank top because of you.
Yeah.
Yesterday at the area event, this girl was like, she was an editor and she's maybe in her mid 30s and was like, I bought a thong bikini because of you on the runway. Like you literally made me feel like I could wear a bikini. Like another girl came up to me and cried yesterday and was just like, you've made me feel so confident in my skin when I never did. And I literally cried with her. I was like, it's words like that that make me happy. And I don't like to hold other people's words with so much power because then the negative will bring me down.
Yes.
But I like to hold it power in the way of feeling. Like I want to make others feel good and confident. So when they feel good, that brings me happiness,
Yes.
if that makes sense.
No, I completely understand
You
that.
know?
I feel the same way. I feel like I also feel this responsibility from having a platform to like inspire others or empower others. And I truly get joy out of doing that. Like I really feel if I've like all the nice messages, I of course get the mean ones, but all the nice ones makes me realize why I continue to do this. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's, well, and I like money, but.
Right. We love that too.
But it's like really that feeling of going, oh, wow, I am helping somebody out there.
Yeah,
and
like I am making an impact to some degree.
I was talking to a friend this morning about my Off the Vine listeners in the Facebook community. And he was like, he's like, do you, like people just crave community. Like feeling like you belong to something. And I always say that that's one of the most proud things that I've accomplished is creating a community because it's like I see what it does. I read the Facebook pages and I go, holy shit, this is something.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
You're doing that too.
It's so fun and cool to bring people together that are like-minded and like want to uplift one another, especially after the pandemic when like we all felt distant, we all felt kind of lost, we all felt isolated. Like when you bring others together, there's so much joy and just like girl groups, friend groups, like bringing people for like a coffee date.
Yeah.
Like people are seeking that connection.
Connection is really what it's all about.
100%.
That's what it's all about. And
I'm so glad we connected.
I was just going to say.
I'm like, are we having a moment? Because we are.
Yeah.
Like, and then we connected today.
I feel like we were supposed to connect.
We were supposed to connect.
Amazing.
Kaitlyn.
And I can't wait. I'm going to come to LA. And
please come. Let's hang.
New York and LA, all the time.
Okay, perfect.
I always come here to podcast and LA to
perfect.
podcast. So perfect. Tell everybody where they can find you.
Yay. You can find me at Ella Halikas on Instagram and TikTok. And stay tuned for other future projects.
I'm excited for you.
Yay.
Yeah, you're just getting started.
Just getting started, baby.
I love it.
I love you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming on. I really loved this conversation.
Me too.
Toodaloo.
I'm Kaitlyn Bristowe. Your session is now ending. And if I'm being honest, I wouldn't mind a rating and review.